Okay, here we are. Here we are, C-Suite Network Women's Coaching and Consulting Council on June the 4th. Here you are. Thank you so much for being here. Hey, we're talking about how to move from being the category of many to the category of one. And I'm sharing about little local pride here, being the 14th annual Women of Distinction celebration. And I've been the presenting sponsor for 14 years. I was the keynote the first year. And thank you. And for 14 years, I've been able to coach up women on how to step into really being acknowledged in our community as a woman of distinction. Now, in 14 years, I will tell you, I have never ever experienced a woman who has said, Kathleen, thank you. It's about darn time that I got this award. I've been working my rear end off. Now, maybe that's what she's thinking, but this award acknowledges and appreciates women who have done extraordinary things with their families, their communities, their volunteering, their success, their helping others. The majority of the women are women who are philanthropists. They give of their time, their talent, their treasure. It's extraordinary. Their stories of overcoming adversity. I have chills just thinking about it. It is I'm still in the afterglow. Here we are 24 hours afterwards. 300 people gathered yesterday to celebrate these 11 women yesterday. And it is so incredible to see them step to the microphone and their humbleness. They're almost in a trance because they cannot believe that they are given this tremendous honor. Then throughout the whole year, they are then featured in our beautiful county magazine with a feature on them and who they are, what they've done, the lives they've touched. But I will tell you, in 14 years, not one of them has said or expressed to me that I feel so deserving of this. I feel so ready for this. I feel like my time has come. And so, why I'm saying all of this to you is we have a sea of women. We've got a global community of women who are yearning for more engagement. They're yearning for more in their life. They want more. They deserve more. And there's a tremendous gap between where they are, where they want to be. And also, they think they are just like every other woman out there. They have no concept about their own personal leadership. Okay. So I want you to jump in and tell me what do you see in your community? What do you see with your clients? We never use client names, we want to talk just in general. And as you know, our goal is always to leave our short time together. Literally, we get in and we get out on our calls with an idea, a new spark of inspiration, something you can take and do something about from our time together. So jump in. What are you seeing in your clients? Are you seeing like they're fully like stepping into, hey, I got this, coaching is the cherry on top of my Sunday? Or are they, what are you hearing from your tribe, your people? Jump in. Now, I can't be the only one that's hearing this, ladies, or seeing this. Come on now. I know we do the Midwestern nice, really nice, We do, yes. We don't have a whole lot of humble bragging, like, oh gosh, it was no big deal to write this book or whatever. No, it was a lot of hard work. Yeah, jump in. What are you hearing from your clients?
I
Yeah, I
can
mean, I'm
share.
happy. Go ahead.
Yeah, jump, jump,
No,
jump, just
Kate,
jump
go.
in.
Okay.
I should have
I
said raise your
coach a,
hand, yeah, 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 yeah.
Good.
I coach a lot of job seekers and do a lot of interview prep and interview coaching with them. And a common theme is that women especially undersell themselves in interviews when it comes to talking about their accomplishments, their impact, the value they bring to the table, what makes them unique. And so that's always a topic that we work on. And it really goes beyond just talking about themselves. It's a mindset thing, as we all know. And I find that when they can change their mindset around it, they can more fully articulate what's so great about them. But it's in like 95% of my clients, just because I think women don't feel comfortable talking about themselves all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
And
Kate.
I will,
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you,
I want to
Kathleen.
build on that because I think that that is so true, Kate. And we live in a world today where DEI is a bad word. And I think that has contributed for many women and people of color and those LGBTQ to feel less than And women already started at a less than perspective in our own minds. And when we're seeing that in the world a little bit more and companies scaling back on it, I think it's more important for us to really um, encourage that strength, to encourage the step into power, because it's just too easy to just say, okay, well, I don't want to be one. I'm already perceived as a DEI hire, and don't let that cause us to shrink. Now's the time to step up and demonstrate even more courage um, than we would have in the past.
Susan, what are you noticing? Great points, ladies. This is super.
I had a really powerful discussion with a friend on uh I'm like, what day is today? It was on Tuesday, and she was driving to work, and she says she called me because she's like, I needed to talk to somebody. This is a wonderful friend of almost 2 decades now, a Black woman who has, as Gloria was talking about, very much been in the DEI, is now, her title is about empowering in HR all employees, the reframing of words and such. And the company that she is working with had reframed their values a year ago and supposedly engaged them and had everybody signing off on, we see these values throughout the company. She's at a point where she's seeing feedback that management and upper C-suite level all see it as, didn't we do a great job? And the people that are in the field and under management and such are saying, we're not seeing it. And she says, I am at a point of, I don't know how to explain it so that they can hear it. And I think that right now is the big differential that we have to address across all sorts of levels, because it didn't matter. She says it wasn't just the people of color, but people at a level of business where they are doing the work and they are working hard are not seeing the recognition, are not seeing the support that gives them the feeling that they matter. And when you add on top of it the talk of what can we minimize with AI, and gee, we've done this great job of laying out a platform so that everybody knows what our company values are and how we stand for it. Frequently, they get that done and then they forget about really listening for what people are feeling, and
Yes.
then choosing not to share for fear that that will put them in a position of being the ones to let go because they see them then as negative. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, it's complicated, right? And I'm sitting yesterday at a noticing some tables of women who've got resumes that are incredible, like no kidding, incredible, and asking them to introduce themselves to and so many women are having a hard time introducing themselves powerfully. These are all corporate women that are sitting at my table, my clients, but being able to introduce themselves with vigor and with energy and with a declarative statement about, here's who I am and here's what I do and here's the value it creates. Oh my goodness gracious. So I'm pointing out so many opportunities for all of us, because these are things that AI cannot do for our clients. And I have my radar up now on how do we, as women coaches and consultants, trusted advisors and thought leaders, where are our lanes that we need to really, we got to put down the accelerator and bring our fierceness into the marketplace. Gloria and I are on the coaching C-suite coaching leadership panel, certification panel. And so we are very involved with AI and how do we certify that as a certified coach. So this is so important, is how to be able to use AI, but also then how do we not lose business, lose opportunities because of AI? So that's what I want to talk more about today, is where are the lanes that we need to now look ahead, and we've got to put the accelerator on the time of the brake and the gas going at the same time, the start, the stop. That is, we can't be doing that anymore. And I'm really clear about that for myself. It's go time, ladies. Okay? It's go time. Okay. So I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I think also us conveying that sense of urgency through everything that we're doing, the value proposition of what we're doing, who we are, and also conveying that to our clients. Because I noticed, as you were saying, Susan, there's so much confusion with our corporate clients, with our individual clients. There's so much confusion, and they're dealing in a sea of sameness as well, right? You know, if they have the title marketing manager, which is one of the women that I noticed yesterday, she has a marketing manager. Nobody really, like, what does that mean? You know, there's no value proposition. So we've got to coach up our clients too. So let me jump in. I've got a couple things to share and I want to get us talking more. So here we go. And you know that the I mean, this is preaching to the choir here. I'm just going to flip through these slides. You know, I'm Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Network, Women's Coaching and Consulting Council. The joy of my life to be leading and founding this council. And just a quick shout out. Thank you to Carol Kammerer, who led our deep work. A great opportunity to come on our program and literally for 45 minutes just do deep work, just do thinking about something, a little space and time to breathe. Thank you to Carol for leading that program. Susan, you led the program before that. Thank you to you. We also had a program on team coaching, group coaching. That's the one of the biggest parts of my business, and I love it. I love it. And Gloria, I know that you do that as well. It's a really important thing to do the one to many, to start to integrate more one to many into your business. That is critical. And of course, congratulations to you, Kate, formally. You led our great program. Oh my gosh, it was fantastic. Had us thinking about our values. And the replay is always up. We've got a YouTube channel and check it out. tinyurl.com/suite WCCC for Women's Coaching Consulting Council, YouTube. Check that out. And congratulations on your new book. So thank you. Okay. So you know the marketplace, the world, the economy has changed. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because you're living it like I'm living it. And you know, back in the day, research and content and knowledge and information, it was scarce. You know, research assistants now, if they don't giddy up, they're going to be having a hard time finding a job in the AI world. So they've got to differentiate themselves. Experts, thought leaders, you know, were scarce. Now it seems like everybody's putting out a shingle to say they're an expert. Okay. Content was scarce. You know all these things. But now everything has changed. Everything is available now at our fingertips, you know, with Claude, with C-Suite coaching, with Chat GPT, whatever Perplexity, whatever you're using. So I'm curious, what is it that what are you observing, particularly with AI? What are you seeing in the coaches, consultants, thought leader arena? What are you seeing? More people coming on board? What are you noticing? Because I think as coaches and consultants, we're in the noticing business. We're in the looking around corners business. We're in the business of advising our clients. But what are you noticing for yourself? So jump in, you know, feel free, raise your hand or just jump in. What are you noticing about what's happening in the marketplace? This is market intelligence that is absolutely critical. Feel free, jump in. I'm noticing tons of stuff, right? I mean, oh my gosh, fancy looking, schmancy looking charts and frameworks and all kinds of pretty stuff. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Okay, got it. Noticing more stuff. Sheila, jump in.
Yeah, so I'm noticing all of us can create a lot of content now with the help of Chat GPT or Claude or AI, whoever, to help us generate additional ideas on our content. And so I feel like in the coaching and consulting space that's getting really noisy. And even like having if you have a course people to take, like all that stuff is people are just kind of done with a lot of that. And I feel like it's going back to that human connection, that one-on-one Kathleen, you're very good with discovery calls or let's get in on a call and talk about something. They are appreciating, my clients are appreciating that more, that value of me popping into um, their chat message with a video call from me. There's a quick little message, like a 1 minute message. Hey, checking in. This is something I'm noticing in your industry, or this is a tip that I thought about for you today. And it's that human connection, that one-on-one. I love AI, but I also, understand that people are just starving for that, and they're liking, the one-on-one or the one-on-one time on a Zoom call or even in person. So that's what I'm noticing.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, completely agree. Hey, there's no coincidence that the event that I was at yesterday, we had 300 people. It was up 80 people from last year, and then the year before that was up. And so people are really craving this connection. What we're doing here, it's a build process for us, right? It's a build process. We've been building our council for a long time, but you building community. Gloria, you know this, you're building community. I see these pictures online, and by the way, Sheila, thank you, we're sparkling for you. Great, great, great feedback. Gloria, the pictures of when you post on social, on LinkedIn, and see the people that are connected, they're genuinely happy to be together. That togetherness, that belonging is so important. AI can't do it, folks. Cannot do it. Yeah. Gloria,
It's
what are you
creating the
seeing?
authentic you. And that's why I was thinking,
Yes,
like
thank you
with
so much.
Kate's book, I'm going to have to get that. But I think that, so I'm not in the coaching thing. I just came in just to learn.
Yes,
So I'm not
excellent.
so much in this industry. I'm just learning so that I can be a better person. But I just, I went to the North Dallas, Success North Dallas breakfast a couple weeks ago, and it was all about the authentic you, and you can use AI to like generate this whole thing, and it's like, well, who are you really, and presenting you and not this imposter or anything like that, because people really want to connect with you. So I think that people are creating these people that they're not really who they are.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, Sarah. And certainly that community aspect of what you are building. I mean, you are a trusted advisor to your clients, and so building community for all of us. We're all trusted advisors. I mean, anytime someone, Lee, they want to buy your book, they're looking to you to be your trusted advisor to them. Kate, for your book, people I think sometimes we forget that it's not just the purchase price of the book. It's the time that they're going to be investing and the thought of like, wow, okay, when can I make the time to read this? Is this going to be a book that I want to do something with this? I don't want something to just sit on the shelf to remind me of other things that I haven't completed. Am I the only one here? Yes, yes. So it's that investment beyond just the purchase, right? Yeah. Gloria, jump in because I know that you and Sue have really pivoted and you've really accelerated bringing people together. It's working for you.
Yeah, it's nice to be, post-COVID and have people back together physically in the same room. And what we're noticing as people are coming back, you can do a lot virtually, and we do
Yes,
work
yes.
virtually with our alumni network, and they love it because they get to meet with, it's like a group like this where they get to meet and learn from each other. And we're seeing more interest in the in-person stuff. And what we do is highly experiential. And so the public workshops have strangers come in on Monday, and by Thursday, they've bonded and give each other positive reinforcement, and, grown men cry over the oftentimes at the experience. And it's just the nice reminder about the human element. And AI is one thing. I think the other thing that everyday leaders and people working in business also have to deal with is the constant change. It's
Ah,
one change after another change. The world is rapidly changing. Businesses are advancing. Economic factors get thrown in. Pandemics, get thrown in. I was talking with the CFO just a couple of days ago, and their company, she says, is archaic in their practices. and they're growing significantly. And so they're looking at mergers and acquisitions, and she's got a couple of C-level executives working for her who are just focused on fixing things versus building things, right? And they're caught up in the daily grind of tasks and activity. And, when you're isolated and working alone, that it's just easy to keep doing that stuff. It's just easy to keep doing them. I got all these emails I have to respond to. I have this report that I have to develop. That we lean toward that stuff rather than things that may bring us more energy, that help us connect with other people. Creativity and innovation are so much more, there's so much more innovation and creativity when people are working together on it, even if they're virtual. But it's that connection and different thought process that helps us grow and expand. And we have to look for more opportunities to get people connecting with one another and engaged with one another. And that's going to be I firmly believe that's going to be a difference breaker for leaders, individual leaders, and for companies. Those who make it a priority to do it will find themselves ahead of the curve, or ahead of most people anyways.
Fantastic, Gloria. Thank you. And so notice that what I'm hearing all of you say, and feel free, put in the chat, what are you noticing? What are some things that are emerging for you? Is I believe we have to model the way. We've got to model the way. One of the executive clients that I have, who was sitting at my table yesterday at the luncheon, said to me, "You are everywhere. You're doing so many things. This is so wonderful." And I was like, thank you. Yes, yes, I'm focused." And she says, "I want to start doing a little bit of those things. And I want to start, so building her own brand." Now, this is a woman who's, got the Midwestern nice thing. She was never brought up to, be out there in the world demonstrating her thought leadership. And so for all of us, we've got so much potential to demonstrate, to model the way, right, with our clients. And this is so important, because what we're dealing with, I want to share and affirm some things that you know already, but getting the conversation going is everything that we're doing for ourselves, we get to do, encourage our clients to do as well. So it's I call it the quadruple win. The quadruple win is you win, your client wins, your client's organization or company wins, and then also customers, the supply chain, the community, the bigger ecosystem wins. So are you also focusing in on your quadruple win? Okay. How are you winning? How are you helping your clients win? How are you helping your clients, and maybe even like their families, their ecosystems, and then the greater world? It's a fun game to play, really fun. And so, you can see this, that AI is changing all of these things: content, search, learning, research, customer expectations, decision making. AI is changing all of that, but it's also creating a sea of sameness, right? The sea of sameness. We've got to get out of the sea of sameness, the category of many, right? And our corporate clients are dealing with this. Our individual clients are dealing with this. Everybody's sounding alike. You've said all this. The market looks alike. Everybody describes themselves the same. There's also this underlying thing that I noticed that I just can't stand is in networking groups. And I do a lot of things. I have implement a global strategy. I do global work, but I do a lot of local work. So I don't necessarily want to be on a plane, train, automobile every day of the week. So I have a very, very strong business within 100 miles of my house. So I can get in the car, I can go and work with my corporate clients, work with my individual clients. I recommend you do this well so you can become known in your community, and also that people are going to network things. And it's interesting to me how so many service providers are kind of, they're sharing, but they're doing a sales pitch underneath. And you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like you can smell it a mile away. It's kind of doesn't command, I'll tell you, in my impression, it does not command authority. It does not command power, confidence. It commands that I'm really trying to sell you at this event on what I'm doing. And I'm noticing a lot of service providers doing that. It's not a new thing, but I'm noticing more of it. So, people describing themselves the same way. And you can see on the right, it's creating confusion, comparison, and commoditization of coaching and consulting and service provider. We don't want that, right? We don't want that. So we're different in our council. We are different. And with the category of many, right now, I mean, I think the number on LinkedIn as of today is it's over 2 million, 2 million people who have the title coach or consultant in their title on LinkedIn, at least 2 million. And everybody's sounding the same. People are competing. There's like this desperation. Anybody see what I'm seeing too? It's like it's not where we play, right? We're playing in a whole different ocean. And but to our clients, when you say you're a coach, you hear, there are 50 other people in their same circle that say they're a coach. It's really a commodity type of title. So, what we do in our council is we advocate for you that you have a title that's unique to the value you provide. Okay. Yes, you do coach. Yes, you do consult. Yes, you are a trusted advisor. Those are the things you do. However, describing yourself is a whole different deal. So, and we've had programs on that. We'll continue to do programs on that. But when you declare you are the category of one, you're attracting people who are looking for the best of the best. You're clarifying who you are, what you do, why you do it. You're building authority, and you get referred, and you create demand for what it is that you're doing. So, comments, questions, jump in. I know that's why you're here, is moving from that category of many, the sea of many, that red ocean strategy, that book that was so powerful years ago, into you being the one. So, with this, is my curious question to you as we kind of start to wind down is we're moving from the sea of sameness into what makes you memorable. And thinking for yourself is what are the things that make you referable? And these are things that we work on in the Women's Success Accelerator, the year-long program that goes into all of this. And I will just say that's a little bit of a little share there. Okay. I'll just take responsibility for that. But we look to see how can people refer you? Are we clear in what it is that we do, for whom we do it, why do we do it, all those things? Are we clear about that? And our value proposition. And do we make it easy for people to refer us? Some things to work on. And we're working through also, we'll be talking about this in the council, is looking at our entire ecosystem. This is what I am so excited about is C-Suite Network. Thank you, C-Suite Network. We get to have an entire ecosystem, which is thought leadership in our council visibility, a badge, certification. You get to be have your books, your podcasts, your video amplified by C-Suite Network. Our whole ecosystem is strong. And my question to you is, what are you doing to build your ecosystem? What are you doing to build your ecosystem for your clients utilize the C-Suite Network? Bring your clients into your masterminds, your councils, your groups, and help amplify them. We've got this ready-made ecosystem here, and for executives and for leaders who are saying, okay, I would like to write that book. I'd like to start a podcast. I'd like to start doing this. You can use the C-Suite Network, of course, to help amplify them. Okay. It's hard to build an ecosystem from scratch. So what is making you memorable to your clients? What makes you referable? What makes you valuable to your clients? And are you difficult or impossible to replace? Or could a person jump on ChatGPT or Perplexity or Claude and work through a situation? Of course they could. They could use, and they are, they are using AI to deal with situations, questions, coaching. They want coaching. But what is making you different? Okay. How are you different? All of these questions we've got to have answers for. So I just want to pause. Is there an area here that you're thinking, hey, I want to really focus in on this. I want to double down on this. This is an area that's important to me, and I've got to really focus on this. So being more memorable, being referable, valuable, difficult to replace, and whatever's coming to you. So what are you thinking? What's coming up?
For
E
me,
all of
it's
the above, right?
yeah.
Yep, jump in. Yes, thank you, Gloria. Yeah,
I know I agree all of the above, and I think for me it came down to referable. If you're referable, you are all of the you are all of the
absolutely.
above.
Yes.
And I in a crowded field, with 2 million coaches, the referrals will make a huge difference. Coaching is not the primary thing that we do, that I do at HPWP. It's part of what we do. And it was curious to me, the CFO that I talked to, she had asked her CHRO, like, I want to look for coaches for these two guys because I'm really at do or die with them. And so I've known him for 15 years, worked with him in a different capacity at a previous company. And I said, well, let me call Gloria at HPWP. And when I met with her, um, she asked Todd, like, how do we find someone like this? And that he said, well, I've known Gloria since 2015, not 15 years. I've known her since 2015. And she looked at me and said, that's all I needed to hear was that it was, a long-standing relationship and he still thought of the work that we do and at HPWP. And so it just made me really feel like referring is like the the best way because you're already one step ahead of people who, like I wouldn't even want to go searching for an executive coach. I think that would be so daunting for me personally. Like, what makes a good one and how many do I have to talk to before I find the one that's the fit for me? And,
You're
we've all worked with
trusted.
folks.
You
Yeah.
have like a trusted network, and that's the biggest thing is that's what I'm, working on is developing that trusted network of people that will help refer.
Yep.
Excellent. Excellent. Yes. And Gloria, that strategy is gold. And I cannot tell you that how many times that is how I get into new organizations, particularly when one of your clients moves and leaves to a new company. We want to, so I think the deeper question is, what's your, for all of us and for me as well, what's your keep in touch strategy? What are the things that you're doing to nurture and love up that strategy? Sheila has got this fabulous, fabulous newsletter that is fantastic. It is her part of her keep in touch strategy, top of mind. So, so we don't, as Trisha Ben always says, we don't have to boil the ocean, but thinking about today, what's one thing that you could start to put into your mix that will help you be more referable, that will be more memorable? And I got to tell you, I am doubling down on quick conversations that lead to connection. And then the connection leads to cash, of course, always, So, but the cash is not the goal, the connection is. So, thinking for yourself in your weekly schedule, how many conversations are you having just with former clients, people that you know, people in your network? Hey, was thinking about you. I just wanted to just connect with you. What's going on in your life? Quick, quick, quick. No agenda other than to get to know them. And then perhaps the second conversation is, hey, talk to me about what's happening in your company. Tell me all these type of things. Yeah, yeah, really good. So anyway, so those are some takeaways you could think about. And of course, really important, these are all the category of one things. What makes you different? And of course, what's your authority, right? You're the person who does the thing that creates the value, makes a difference. And all of these things on the left, your visibility, your credibility. I'm noticing women, and my heart is just like heavy, is like they're posting, I'm not kidding you, 4 or 5 times a day. Okay, that's great, but it's exhausting, right? So how are we converting that visibility, that posting all of that stuff into taking the next step? I'm I guess, as I mentioned, really, really focusing in on what's that whole ecosystem play for all of us is where are you not only visible, but you've got credibility of the relationships. And this is key. You know, we stand for this is community. What's the community and connection that you're bringing to people? That provides that distinctive value. What do you provide that people cannot get anywhere else? And I'm telling you, it's the community. It is it. So there we go. Okay. So finally, as we wrap up here, is hey, I know this for sure is the future belongs to women coaches, consultants, trusted advisors, thought leaders, people who are bringing people together. When you build trust, you create the ecosystem, you're leading communities, you're facilitating connections and conversation, you're curating opportunities. And one of the biggest thing is you're solving expensive problems and creating incredible opportunities and helping our clients create strategic value. These are all things that AI cannot do. Okay. So doubling down on that, doubling down on that. And the strategic shift we've got to be making is hey, we're an expert to hey, being the authority. And from content to actually connecting with people, from being visible to what is it that we're doing to build trust and relationships. Hey, getting on the phone, meeting with people face to face, those kinds of things. Sheila, you were mentioning a quick video in our email. My gosh, a newsletter, fantastic. And from just networking things to building an ecosystem, building something that really can move and go forward where you don't have to be in it all the time. You know, you build your leaders in your community who can help you when you want to take a vacation, you want to do some things. I know I can lean on all of you to lead a program and so to become invaluable. Okay, so curious as a big takeaway, what's one thing that you know you'd like to strengthen in the next 90 days? You know, we've got this great summertime. A lot of people say, oh, I'm just going to take summer off. Well, okay, when the rest of the world takes the summer off, you can have focus on the things that are important to you. So whether it's positioning, visibility, relationships, community, referrals, thought leadership, revenue, feel free, put it in the chat and we're going to complete here. What do you think you want to put your focus on? We can't focus on everything, but what are the few things that you could focus on that will make the biggest difference? So jump in and think for yourself about what's important to you. And then as we complete, what's your biggest takeaway from our time together? My gosh, woo! This was a juicy, awesome program, huh? As always. Biggest takeaway. Whew. We get in and we get out, ladies, right? Woo!
I'll pop in, Kathleen,
Thank you,
for
Lee.
me, two questions, because I really liked the wording of them. It makes me do take a look at it in a different way. And it's the what makes you difficult to replace is one question to take into consideration. And I also like the what's your keep in touch strategy? And because we're here, you got to follow up, you got to follow up, you got to follow up. And I'm like, yeah, I like the way what's my keep in touch strategy, how that lands for me so that I can look at it in a way that it aligns with how I want to be in touch. And because follow up sounds like such a chore, but I do want to keep in touch with my people.
Ah,
So taking a look
yeah.
at the question that way is very helpful. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lee. Beautiful. And you know, another one of my favorite things is always have something fabulous to invite people to. You know, Zoom call, individual coffee call, something like fabulous, you know, bring a little sparkle, bring a little fun. Thank you. That's you, Lee. Congratulations. That's great. Good. Kate, jump in, Sarah. Biggest takeaway.
Thanks,
Thank you for
Kathleen.
being here, all of you. Yeah. Yeah.
So many good takeaways. Okay, what Gloria said
We
just a
gotta
few
go.
minutes ago is, oh, hi, Sarah.
Sorry, I'm going to
She
another
said,
call.
Okay. Bye-bye.
she said, if I'm
Bye-bye.
referable, then I'm also all of these other things, which was a huge light bulb for
Yes.
me because referrals are all about relationships and nurturing those relationships. The keep in touch strategy Lee was just talking about is about having those conversations. And it's a no-brainer. I tell my clients all the time, the more conversations you're having, the more opportunities you'll get. Well, I need to practice what I preach and be having conversations with my current, former, and future clients and being intentional about nurturing those relationships.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you, Kate. Love it. Love it. That's great. So, as we complete, hey, we also have what a great time. My gosh, I feel so inspired and energized and really feel very satisfied from our time together. So thank you. And next Thursday, our programs are every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Yes, it's a lot, but we have a lot of work to do. We got a big cup to fill up. We got a lot of stuff to do. And Deb Creer has just done a major research project about executives having continuity in their life and their business during a major medical diagnosis. So be sure next Thursday, let's support Deb Creer. She's launching this whole new research and it's going to be fantastic. She's going to reveal the results of her research. So thank you. And let's connect. Schedule a time with me. Let's chat about you, your business, and we'd like to also formally invite you to be part of the C-Suite Network esteemed faculty. So feel free, schedule a time with me. We'll talk about how to do that. All right, ladies, lots of love to each of you. And if you'd like to, you could take yourself off mute and just say goodbye and say, hey, lots of love, and we got work to do. Let's go get everybody coached and loved up. How's that? Coached and loved up. Love it. Okay,
Thanks, y'all. Take care.
bye.
Great
Take
to
care.
see you,
Bye-bye.
Kate.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.